This walnut-spelt sourdough bread recipe is a game changer. It is so delicious and I love this one, especially because there is no yeast in it. It is sourdough and there's spelt flour in it and some walnuts. It's really delicious. I love spelt bread because the taste is more softer. It's not so strong flavored. There is some white flour in it also, but still the spelt, you can taste it and it's really good. Especially it's sourdough and no yeast. That's my game changer. I love it and it turns out really easy and I can make the bread in the same day. Sure, you can leave it in the fridge overnight, but I usually do it the same day and it is so easy to make and good. So welcome or welcome back to our simple home. I start the starter the night before. So I did 50 grams of sourdough starter. Then I added 150 grams of all-purpose flour. I used organic white all-purpose flour. You can make half of this. Because I made 2 loaves, that's why I do 50 grams of sourdough starter and 150 grams of flour. I add 150 grams of warm water. Mine is 32 degrees Celsius. I stir it well. This is how it looks. You can see a little bit there. It is not that easy to stir because it's a thick sticky dough. So yeah, I stir it well to make sure all the flour and water are mixed into the sourdough starter. Then I just cover it with a lid and leave it on the countertop. The next morning, about 12 hours later, the sourdough is active and good. I cover 100 grams of walnuts with boiling hot water and let it sit for a little bit. Into a mixing bowl, I poured 250 grams of warm water. Mine is 32 degrees Celsius. I added 150 grams of active sourdough starter. You can use less sourdough starter, but then it will take longer to rise. Maybe if you want to do it overnight, you can use less. Now I add 300 grams of all-purpose flour. That's just the regular all-purpose flour. I used organic white flour. 200 grams of spelt flour. 2 tablespoons of sugar. And 2 teaspoons of salt. I add 60 grams of melted butter. And then I mix it for at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it depends how strong your mixer is. And then I add the walnuts and mix it one more time. Then I transfer the dough over into a different bowl. I stretch and fold a little bit and make it to a ball. If it's too sticky, just wetting your hands. So there, I just pull it a little bit on the side and then fold it over, pull it a little bit, fold it over and until I have a ball like this. I just fold everything under. I place it into the bowl and cover it with a shower cap or just a plastic wrapping foil and then let it rise for about 3 to 4 hours. So here I'm preparing my baking pan, my bread pan. So I use some baking paper to put it in there. So put the parchment paper. I just cut some slits into it so I can easily place it into my bread loaf form. I place the bread pan aside and get my dough. I let my dough rise in the oven with light turned on and the oven door open a little bit. I just put wooden spoon in between so it doesn't close. And here you can see the dough is a little sticky. I get a little flour here and there, and then I will get it out of the bowl. I didn't put flour on my surface because I needed the tension later on, you will see. So I just stretch my dough, so a little bit. The width, it's about the width of the baking of the bread loaf pan, and the length, I just spread it to make it even, so I'm not sure how long, but it doesn't matter. And then I roll it up like this. So now I start with creating the tension. So I just pull the bread on the surface, then I turn it and do the other side, and turn it and do the other side. Then you can see the top gets nice and even and it looks neat. Then I transfer it into the bread loaf pan. I cover it again with a shower cap or a plastic wrapping foil and let it rest and rise for about 2 or 3 hours in the oven with the door open or slightly open and the light turned on. After that, I take it back out of the oven and preheat the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. There's my bread. I take off the shower cap and here you go, what a beauty. Now I score the bread with a lame, or you can use a very sharp knife, and I make the score pretty deep. At the beginning I just do a little bit and I do it a few times to make it deeper. If you enjoyed my video so far, please like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and share my videos with others. That means so much to me. Can you please write in the comment which sourdough bread is your favorite bread? Once the oven is preheated, I transfer the bread over into the preheated oven and turn down the heat to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I bake it for 40 or 45 minutes. Once the bread is baked, I like to grease it with butter right away, so it gets soft and it tastes better for me at least. So this is what I do. I just take a stick of butter and then slowly go over the bread so it's melting and covering the bread all over. I wish you could smell the fresh baked bread. It is so delicious and I just love the smell. I take the Walnut-Spelt Sourdough Bread out of the bread pan with the parchment paper and place it on a cooling rack or whatever you have. I just use this cutting board and then I place it on the side and I will show you how it turned out so nice. Here you can see how big it turned out and how beautiful it looks from the outside even. I love it, very nice. And I cover it with a tea towel so it gets nice and soft. I like the soft bread. So here I remove the parchment paper and you can see it is soft, the bread. I touched it so you can see it's soft. Now I cut it and let you see the inside. This bread is a healthier version of a sandwich bread, so it is really good. Here you can see the inside, you can see the air bubbles there and the nuts, and see how soft it is. It's good. Now I'm cutting another slice just to show you some more, and I want to taste that because I leave the crust for my husband. He loves the crust and I love the inside from the bread. I love the soft bread. See here how soft it is? and how good it looks, and the taste. I cannot get over it. I baked it and I love it. I really enjoy this bread. With some fresh butter, it's so good. And you can use all kinds of toppings, but yeah, it is really good bread. I hope you try this walnut-spelt sourdough bread recipe as well, and you enjoy it as well as I do. So good. I have to try again. So good. Well, thank you so much for watching. Maybe you want to watch this playlist next, or maybe this video. See you there. Bye.